Hi, it's Miss Dream in the building. Um, we are okay. So week three was a sense of recovering a sense of power. Boy, was this week annoying as shit. I don't know how to describe it. I just, well, as I'm about to describe it, I just felt a lot of anger. I was very irritated. It was a lot of shedding that old version of myself that I just like can't keep up with anymore. Like there will be times where people will try to get my attention and I'm just like I really don't want to turn my attention to that. Like other times, I would just be like trying to give people the attention because I don't want them to feel like I'm ignoring them. But it's just like I don't want to put no attention to that shit no more. Like I got into an argument this week with somebody about like an emoticon because he sent me something that looked like he was annoyed at me, and I wanted to ask like, "Are you annoyed at me?" And it was pretty much him being like, no, it just meant nothing. And I'm like, can you just not use that? And then he was also like, yeah, well, I was just like kind of trying to get your attention. And I'm like, can you not use an emoticon that means that you're annoyed to try to get my attention? It actually just rubs me the wrong fucking way. I was just annoyed all week. Uh, I can't keep up with just putting my attention towards everything all the time. Sometimes I just want to prioritize myself, and I'm realizing I'm giving little to no fucks. A lot of people might think like, "Oh, you're being arrogant, oh, you're being selfish, oh, you're being this," and I'm just like, man, think how you want to think, but like right now, I just don't believe that. I'm just like, if you knew what was going on in my brain, you would know, damn, this person is actually just very tired. Or damn, this person had a lot of shit going on today. I wouldn't want to deal with this bullshit. Damn, if like, maybe what I texted did kind of come out crazy. It's just like, I'm always understanding everybody, and it doesn't seem like people are trying to really understand me. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. But one thing I can definitely say is that I just had a lot of pent up like agitation and irritation. And when I let it out, people are looking at me like, oh, you look insane. Oh, your inner child is weeping. And it's just like, who are you to even talk about my inner child when you never really got to know who I am? That's why I bring in the part where it's like, I don't really think people are really trying to look to understand me. They just look to fight, or they just look to make a point so that they can seem right. And it's irritating, and I'm done. This week this week really just threw me for a loop. To go into the check-in questions, did I do all of my morning pages this week? No, I didn't do my morning pages for today. I didn't do it because I had my phone out on the bed, and usually I was trying to make a habit of putting my phone out in the living room and my AirPods in the living room. Um, and now I'm gonna have to put my computer out in the living room soon because I try to watch Love Island and I can't do it. But in that, because I'm trying to watch Love Island, of course, the time is passing. Um, and it's just like, how do I put it? Like it keeps my brain awake. Either way, like I said in my pages here. I skipped today because I was just too damn tired, and I also went straight down to I went straight to my phone. I went back into my habit. Um, and because I went straight to my habit, I was behind on schedule and taking a shower and getting myself ready and doing my morning pages and getting myself breakfast and putting out my clothes out. Like it's just the phone is just distracting as fuck. And it's one of those moments where it was like back in the day when I got in trouble and my phone got taken away. It's just like, damn, like my phone got taken away. But this is like a moment where I'm just like, somebody please take this bitch away from me and give me a watch, give me an alarm clock, give me something, you know, give me a Nano, a MP3 player. All I want to do is listen to music and know what time it is. So that is just one of the things. I also didn't have my notebook and my pen by the bed or on the bed next to me. So, and my room is a mess. So I have to get that together again. It's just everything around me is just making me tired and annoyed. Um, I'm also just like processing the whole situation with me having that argument earlier this week with this person. I'm just like, you really upset me. And I realized another issue that I've had within this week is how much I ruminate. Like I ruminate a lot. Not only do I like let that anger just sit with me, I ruminate. But here's what I did differently this time. I did find a way like out of just continuously feeling that like anger. Um, I use my hands a lot, as you can tell. And because I use my hands a lot, when I'm angry, my hands get hurt the most. So I would like punch my hands like this until my knuckles get red. I would like rub my hands until they get red. Or I would put my hands under hot water, and until they get red. It's just like my hands become the thing that receives the most punishment. And so when I got in that argument, I my brain the thing the book that told me to do is that like your anger is not supposed to be acted out, it's supposed to be your map to the direction of your action. And so with that in mind, when I was angry, all I was saying was like, I need to do something, I need to create art, I need to do, something to let this anger out. And my brain said, get a piece of paper and just scribble the fuck out of it, just scribble the fuck out of it. And I did, and that helped a lot. I think I might do that more often because I just I can't punch anything. I don't even have the strength to punch anything. I don't have the time or the money to go to a rage room, really. I can't yell and scream where I work at, and I don't want to do it on the street because I don't want people thinking that I'm crazy. But at the same time, who gives a fuck if I'm crazy? Uh, 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 am I hurting you? No. So maybe I should go crazy. Them calling me crazy when a bitch been balling all day like Brady. Long hair this wavy. Sorry, had to let that shit out. But yeah, did my morning pages except for today. I was just tired as hell, and I fell back into my habits. And I also was processing the fact that I had that whole argument. Did I do my artist date? I did. I did my full skincare routine the other day and it felt great. I took my time to remove my makeup, double cleanse, tone, exfoliate, tone, mask, tone, serum, moisturize, oil, and lip mask myself to sleep. I especially needed to exfoliate because my face felt like it needed a deep scrub heavily. I felt like all the stuff underneath my skin, like was seeping underneath my skin. Um, as far as question number three was, did I experience any synchronicity? In this book, it pretty much talked about how you should be careful about what you ask for because you never know if you may receive it. And uh, some examples was like, oh, this lady has been like thinking about moving, and all of a sudden, like her dream home got put up on the market and it's within budget, like things like that. I did experience synchronicity. After I got into the argument, I was like, I need to create music with somebody, but somebody who just doesn't give narcissistic vibes and people who are like actually genuine and not trying to call for attention like some like a child. And eventually, like after I had blocked this person, within an hour, I got text messages from my friends being like, "Hey, I want to do this with you, and hey, can you write a chorus for me on this and send me the vocals, things like that." And I sincerely think like I experienced synchronicity within this week. I also think like my synchronicity was to tell me to like let go of the situation so that I can get towards the things that actually benefit the artist that I am, and also not only does it benefit me, not to make it like selfish, but it's also just like I am connecting with the people who actually are the cool motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who aren't trying to call for attention or to um like in a in a weird way, and also are just genuinely my friends, people who make my inner child happy. Um, so I think the synchronicity played a role this week. It saw what it heard what I was asking for, which was more opportunities to work on music. And here it comes three different like artists who just popped up in my DMs and popped up in my messages saying like, "Yo, girl, what's up? Let's do something." So yeah, the issues within this week, like I said, was the amount of times I was ruminating, but also just like my relationship with spirituality or God, to be specific. It was causing me a little bit of anxiety. Like I'm hesitant on whether I believe something or not. I will say God, and I will say like there may be a God, but I'm not associating it with a religion, which a lot of people are. And I feel like I fall short in spirituality when it comes to this because it's just like when people ask, "Oh, what do you believe?" It's just like I believe in something. I believe there is a God. I believe there is a spirit. I just think that I pretty much shape that and interpret that God the way that I want to, rather than it being like, oh, you know, he is the one, the Almighty. Like I don't want to feel like I'm worshiping something. I want something to feel like is working alongside me to getting me to where my divine plan is. You see what I'm saying? Rather than it being like, dude, like dictating me, it's more so like we lock in arms and we're like, hey, we doing this together. You should definitely do this because this is literally what your spirit is telling me about you, and you know this is something that you need to do. So go ahead and do it. It's pretty like I want my God to body double me, not to you know dictate what the fuck I'm doing. I'm worried that I might be going about it wrong. Other times, I'm like, do I want to be a witch? Like I feel it, but I don't know how to practice. And I don't, it's a lot. It's a lot going on in my brain. This week was very scattered with anger. It was very scattered with shame. I don't know if y'all had like really heard in my previous video, but I really talked about how my aunts and my cousins played a role in how like I had a hard time with my sense of identity and my sense of safety in my self-expression, because every single time I was expressing something about myself, I was considered white. Oh, I put my hands on my hip, I'm white. If I was doing theater, I'm white. If I'm dancing, I'm white. If I go and I do a speech, I'm white. White, 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 white. That's what they always used to tell me. And it's just like, damn, there's like, whenever like, what did I do? Like, have you never seen a black person do some shit like that's freeing to them or expressing themselves? Why can't I just be a person that just enjoys these things? Why do I have to be labeled as something that I'm obviously not? It just seems like you're trying to shame me from expressing myself because it seems like it's embarrassing you and your shortcomings, and that shit is just not on me. And that's why I'm starting to feel those subtle feelings of not giving a fuck, because it's like, look at you, you know what I'm saying? And then I talked about like how my mother like called me annoying as a kid whenever I would try to show her something, and it just made me feel like whatever I had to show you, it just like it's not something that is worth your time, worth the efforts of even getting to figure out or look at. So that shit just kind of like threw me for a loop. I was just like, damn. But eventually, like with my mom, she apologized and we talked about it on Valentine's Day, and she understood like, I'm so sorry. Like this is not what I intended by this. You don't know what mommy was going through at the time, and I understand. It was just like at that time as a kid, I'm gonna take you for what you're telling me. Like if I'm looking at you like you say what you mean and mean what you say, and you're older than me, so you must know a lot more things in life. And if you're calling me annoying, then I must be annoying. And I took it as like I'm annoying all the time rather than like in this moment I just need a break. I would have rather that than just being like you're annoying. But either way, we were able to chisel it and talk about it, but it did definitely create like a shameful feeling about my self-expression and my creativity, because it made me feel like creating or talking or engaging was just shameful. Um, but it was a lot, like I said, it was a lot of feelings of anger, and then feelings of shame for even feeling these like expressions or these feelings or these emotions, like, oh, should I even be feeling this? Oh, should I even be doing this? But there was a level of synchronicity and growth to be had. Like I understood, oh, these things will come to me in due time. Like when I need it, it will come to me. And sometimes I can just sit on it and rest, and that's even growth. Sometimes I can just like take my time off of painting and put my efforts into DJing, and that's growth, you know? Um, just taking it one step at a time, little small like concrete ways I'm being kind to myself is what I needed to do this week, and that's what I did specifically, like with my self care and my skincare routine. But yeah, that is week 3, recovering a sense of power. I definitely feel like a little bit of that, especially given that like I've been able to express myself freely. And also just being able to recognize whether something is worth my energy or not. So yeah, week 3. This was agitating as fuck, but we made it.